humor.
Oh yeah.
Definitely up there. So, yeah, Hollywood, man, a lot of interesting stuff. I was looking at the best and worst for the year. Um, some of these lists crack me up, like IGN's best games of 2024. A little bit of video game talk, Tom. I know.
You
Sorry,
promised Tom. You promised him.
No, I said not a lot.
Okay.
Don't worry, though. I got movies, too. So IGN says Rise of the Golden Idol. I've never played this.
Never played it. Never heard of it.
No.
It's an indie game. Infinity Nikki. Silent Hill 2. I actually heard that was pretty good. That's the remake, not the old. The Lost Crown. Black Myth Wukong, which I was kind of shocked.
That's
to see
surprising.
Okay.
Yeah.
I bought it. I haven't played it yet.
Indiana Jones. A lot
Indiana
of runners up.
Jones.
Like I thought there was
That's
only supposed to be
interesting.
one runner up, but they have like 4. Indiana Jones. Echoes of Wisdom. Fantastic game. I played this and beat it. Loved it. Helldivers 2.
It
was
was
fun
an
for a while.
unfortunate. Yeah, it was unfortunate what happened with Helldivers.
Yeah.
Rebirth. Pretty good.
Good game, though.
Mm-hmm.
Loved Astrobot.
Yeah, Astrobot's
Veilguard's in there because of course it is.
Dragon Age. Yeah.
And
How
this-
many of these were 7 out of 10?
All of them.
All
What do
of
you mean, Brett?
Oh,
you
no,
already
they
know
gave
the
Veilguard a 9. Veilguard got a 9.
They were all 7 out of 10.
This
every
fucking
runner-up.
poker game, man, is in every like this. What has anybody played this?
No.
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 Smash JT was on last week and he played it and said it was fine, but it's crazy that a card game is number 1 on a lot of people's list. And then Metaphor, which I hear nothing but great things about this game. I got it for Christmas, so I will be playing it.
That's the
Speaking
one.
of-
That's the one that's on my I'm thinking about list.
Yeah, I've
Speaking
heard
of
nothing
games
but
for
good things.
Christmas, thanks for the Suicide Squad, Flash.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, it's a little Christmas present. I just wanted to send thanks.
Man, I saw it. I got home. I checked my email. I'm like, "What's Flash sent me a game? Awesome!" I open it up. Suicide Squad. Thanks.
It's like sending somebody Madam Web.
Wait, yeah, hold on a second. Madam Web is kind of funny.
No, like
Yeah,
Madam
it's
Web
like
will end up
sending-
becoming a cult classic.
No.
I agree
it's like
with
sending
you.
someone
Yeah.
the Acolyte box set.
Yes.
Okay, there we go.
that's- Yeah. No, I actually we like the Madam Web was one of those movies where the more I looked back on it, the more fond I am of it because it's so awful that we laughed through the whole thing. Kind of like you know, the you appreciate it because it is so bad, but you know, it's not the same thing as Craven, which a lot of people just hated because they hated it.
Yeah, Madam Web was like it was like Tommy Wiseau's The Room. You know,
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like-
exactly,
That's exactly
yeah.
right. Yeah.
it was just so bad it's good.
Yeah.
That Pepsi machine
That's
killing
actually a really
Ezekiel is the greatest thing I've ever seen in a
Dude, I never laughed so hard at a film. Like I love Madam Web. I love it. Like I'll stand by it.
It's like how EFAP feels about Batwoman. Like it's kind of that the way they feel about that is so bad, but it's so fun to watch.
Batwoman. I had a lot of fun covering the ratings for that. I did
Oh,
because the ratings.
Nothing
just
is
keep
more
getting
glorious
lower.
than Morbius, though.
Yeah.
oh Morbius.
It is Morbin time.
Morbin time.
Morbin time.
The best thing about Morbius was the fake box office pictures and him doing the you know the stretch that they would have him do, like a glorious thing, and they would put like fake numbers, like it made $1 trillion. That shit was pretty funny. You guys see those when they were going
No.
around? Remember that?
No, I don't
I don't
remember.
my God.
remember. I don't remember that.
That shit was funny. It was like box office take, and they gave it like $1 trillion. And, like the second movie would only have like 500,000. It's pretty funny.
You know what? Craven was pretty funny too, though, man. I mean, Russell Crowe's accent. Oh, that was Chef's kiss. It was awful.
I haven't seen
Like
it.
every time he
I haven't
spoke,
seen
you
Craven
laughed.
yet.
Oh, Craven's terrible, but it's fun.
Here's the worst reviewed games of 2024.
Oh,
Here we go.
So this is also IGN. Never heard of this.
They were all 7 out of 10.
5, mediocre.
Yeah.
Don't know anything about
7
that
out
one.
of 10.
Yep.
They actually put Suicide Squad on here. I'm kind of shocked by that.
Wow.
7 out of 10.
This game they got memed for. I actually played this, and it's not a bad game. They tried to say that this game was awful, and it just shows you just how like out of touch these people are. This game's fine. But notice, like, so Funko Fusion, Broken
Is that even a
Roads.
game? There's a game revolves
Yeah.
around Funko Pops.
Yep. What's
Oh
surprising
my
is
god.
I'm kind of impressed by the fact that they were able to get all of these licenses for this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they get like right down here. You have look at all the different like properties on here. Invincible, Robin's on there. Is that? I think that's Nightwing, maybe. And you've got what's her face from Scott Pilgrim. He-Man's on there. The DeLorean, Jurassic Park.
Have they got
Well,
Marvel in it?
it's kind of like the Lego games,
Five Nights
right?
at
I mean,
Freddy's.
the Lego games get all these licenses.
Yeah, but they're in separate games. This is like a mashup in one game.
Right.
So
Well, that's a
Could it
Fortnite
be-
do the same thing though.
yeah, Fortnite's
Yeah,
got
I
a lot
guess
of
so.
licensing too.
Yeah.
It's impressive there too. Like I'm always because there's been a lot of anime games that we can't get because of licensing, and it's always funny to see this when this happens. Like those Jump Force games.
Yeah.
We only got one of those games, and they were in Japan for a long time, and we couldn't play it over here because so many different companies have the licensing. Oh, and they actually put Atomic Heart Trapped in Limbo. I've never heard of this, but this is a safe list, right? They didn't throw Dragon Age or any of those other games in there.
Mm-mm.
Being
Concord.
shills. Concord should be in here.
It should. How is it not in there? How is Concord not on this list?
Well, they gave it a 7.
Shocking.
Christ.
Of course they did.
They gave it.
And,
a
and what was
7.
that other game with the lesbians?
Suicide
That
That
other-
Squad.
was Dragon Age.
That one Super woke game that Savvy played.
Was it
Dustborn?
Dragon
Dust-
Age?
Dustborn.
Oh,
Dustborn.
Yeah, they gave it a
Dustborn.
7.
Dustborn. They gave Dustborn a 7.
Yeah, IGN did.
That's wild.
Sure.
That surprises you.
That's
Steph?
wild. It's not surprising, but come on, man.
They give
Oh my
everything
God.
7.
They're not even pretending to have credibility here.
Yeah.
And then here's one Tom will like. Finally, we're going to switch over to movies. Had a tough time finding like movie listings. Here's one from Kotaku for the 10 worst movies of 2024 according to Metacritic.
It's The Crow. Whatever they say, they're wrong. It's The Crow.
I think it's
Worst
Joker
movie of
2.
2024.
I
Joker
haven't seen The
2's on
Crow,
here.
but I don't want to watch it, Brett, because I just don't want it in my head.
Yeah,
I'd rather just keep the original and everything that I heard about it. I just don't want to do it to myself.
it's so awful.
Before we get into this, what's everybody's favorite anything of 2025? We'll start with Steph and then go
Ooh.
to the left.
2025.
Your
2025?
favorite thing.
2025.
Before we get into the negative, what's your
Did we go to the
favorite?
future and experience something in 2025? Did we, Flash?
Or no, I'm sorry, 2024.
I haven't seen Nosferatu yet, so I can't put it up there. But Sonic 3 for me, I think it keeps
Really,
it
that's
gets
your
better.
that's your favorite movie or
My
game?
favorite movie of the year, yeah, Sonic
Okay.
3, because it's just so good. Like
Wow.
I've seen it 3 times, and it just gets better and better every time I see it.
I can't wait to see
Um,
it.
Yeah,
Nosferatu.
I haven't seen Nosferatu yet. I need to go see it because that
Yeah,
might
I
take the
wanna
top
see it
spot for
too.
me.
It's okay.
Aw,
10 out of
I
10.
didn't say that.
Now, some people like it a little bit more than I
I don't want to hear
did,
any
but
spoilers.
I'm not saying nothing.
Guess what? It's exactly like the original movie.
Yes, I'll say that. I'll say that.
It's how remakes should be done. That's all I'm gonna say.
Now, are we
So
talking movie
that's
or
Sonic
TV or
3.
just movies?
Whatever. Entertainment in general. What's your
Tulsa King
favorite thing?
kicked ass on television.
Hold on, Tom.
Okay, so for me, easily the Penguin was my favorite.
Okay,
of the year.
Penguin. I like it.
Oh, I haven't finished the Penguin. I need to finish the.
Oh, it's so good.
Dang it.
It's so good.
Archcast.
Shogun, the television series.
Okay, Shogun's
That's a good choice.
I
That's a
like
good
Shogun.
choice.
Twisters, my favorite movie of the year.
That was a
Trip
good
out.
one. I like.
Wow, Twisters. Okay, I like
Yeah.
that.
I
It's
love
got late
Twisters.
left field. Okay, I still haven't watched it yet. So you're saying I should give it a chance?
It's worth it. It's absolutely worth it.
Yeah, it's fun.
Okay.
It was all right.
Glenn Powell's a
Anna-
likable. Glenn
Anna's
Powell's a
gonna say
likable guy.
Skeleton
He
Crew,
is.
so we can skip it.
No, I couldn't remember anything that came out this year, so I'm looking it up right now. I will say Hugh Jackman's abs in Deadpool and Wolverine was my favorite visual this year.
Deadpool, Wolverine. Okay.
Not the movie, just his abs. I hated the movie.
Oh, well, that doesn't count then.
Yes,
How do
it
you
does.
hate that movie? Do you just not like fun or?
No, it wasn't fun to me.
To be
If we're
fair,
if we're
that
going
movie
if we're going that
dragged.
way, if we're going that way, then I'm gonna say The Fall Guy, because after watching that, I was like, ooh, okay, I get it. I get
Yeah.
Ryan Gosling. I get it now.
Tom.
That's fair. That was a good movie.
Tom,
It
it's
was so good.
one your favoritist.
Well, you didn't specify. You said, "Geesh." Well, it's still Nosferatu then.
Wow. Okay.
Mm.
I forgot about Fall Guy. I would have put Fall Guy in there too. That
Beekeeper
was,
was
Yeah,
really
The Fall
good
Guy is
though.
so good.
Oh, Beekeeper was good.
I still need to watch Beekeeper.
You know what show just came out that's actually really good is Landman.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a really good show.
I've not seen that one yet. What's
Rhino.
the streaming?
It's actually good.
Rhino's gonna say Skeleton Crew.
No, I'm actually gonna probably like I think there is something
It's gotta
better
be
than
a-
this, but
it's gotta
Dead-
be this year.
No, I know. I think there is something better than this. I'm just forgetting it. But I'm gonna say Deadpool and Wolverine. But if I had a favorite moment in,
It's not moment, it's entertainment.
No, you got to give me this. It's got to be Acolyte. Like with everything that
God.
happened with the
That
Acolyte.
would be your worst.
Yeah.
That would be my worst.
We'll do that later.
But it
What's
was
your
enjoyable. to
favorite?
watch.
Something you genuinely enjoyed, not because you got to make good content out of it.
It was Deadpool Wolverine. I enjoyed it.
And
It
I,
was
I
fun.
also agree. Deadpool and Wolverine was my favorite movie of the year. I've watched it like 10 times since.
Wow.
Yeah, I watched it twice in the theaters, and then I watched the bootleg, and I've watched it twice since I got the 4K Blu-ray.
Yeah.
I think a movie everybody that probably hasn't even really heard of or very unaware of, but should give a chance, is Saturday Night.
I heard it's a good movie.
That was on Jeremy Johns' list of like 10 movies for the year. So
For those,
really
it's
good.
just the first. It's the
Mhm.
90 minutes before the first broadcast
Mm.
of Saturday Night Live.
And it was
what it's about.
Reitman, right? It was who made it?
Jason Reitman directed
Jason
it. Yeah.
Reitman? Yeah.
Tom's favorite thing this year was Beverly Hills Cop. He thinks it's better
Godzilla
than all
98.
the other Beverly Hills Cops.
I'm
Godzilla
gonna-
90.
What
A
are
lot
you
of
going to
people
go with?
hating on the
Flash?
Deadpool and Wolverine pick, but I thought that movie was a ton of fun.
Yeah.
That movie was so much fun. I had so much fun watching that movie. It didn't even try to be anything other than a fun movie.
I agree.
So, I guess if I was going to go with anything else, it'd be Penguin.
I didn't watch it. That's the thing. Oh, if I had a show, it would be actually I just changed my mind. Cobra Kai. This middle section of this last season was actually pretty good of Cobra Kai. I didn't mind it.
And my favorite game that has to go to Echoes of Wisdom.
Black Ops
Echoes
6.
of Wisdom.
For me, it's easily Marvel Rivals right now, man. I spent the whole day playing that game.
I still need to
gotta
play it,
get it.
man. What are you playing it on?
I'm playing it on PS5.
Okay.
It's
No.
definitely built for console, but I
Me
mean,
and- I'll have to get your PS5 handle because me and Endymion I think are going to start playing it.
it's
And
so
we're both-
ridiculously good.
We're both on PS5. I'd like
I
to
know.
get
I know.
Team.
A lot of people try to compare it to Overwatch, and there are a few similarities, but it's a solid game all the way through.
I see somebody mentioned The Gentleman. I completely forgot about The Gentleman. Was that this year?
Was that this year? I thought that was last year.
I thought
last
that
year?
was. I don't think. It
Oh,
was
the
this.
Ungentlemanly Warfare, that one?
Yeah,
No,
no,
The
no.
Gentleman.
That's another one that like nobody saw. Like I couldn't believe it. Like we went and saw it, and I couldn't
Yeah,
even
that one's
find.
pretty
like,
good.
we
That
didn't
one's
even
really
bother
good.
doing a review because we saw it. I think it was over the holidays last year or whatever, or right before the summer. And I was like, wow, this is really, really good. Nobody was talking about it.
Zero Gun Rival. I see you saying Echoes of Wisdom over Dragon Quest 3. I can't give Dragon Quest 3 the tops because of censorship. Can't do it. That censorship still pisses me off, but I got the game as a gift. So I played it, and I did like it. 80 hours into that game. But man, that game that game is very old school. It's like constant grinding and monster attacks the entire time.
Has anybody here watched Smile 2?
Mm-mm.
Which one?
Smile 2,
No.
that horror movie. I've heard good things. I haven't even watched the first one, but like I've just heard some pretty good things about it. And I'm not much of a horror person, but sounds pretty interesting.
Well, I heard it's good, but I also heard it's good because it's well done on a very low budget.
Right.
Let's take a look at this list. Okay, so this is, according to Metacritic, the worst movies of 2024. I'm sure Tom will have something to say here. He's going to defend one of these, I think, like Red One. Tom said this is what an underrated Christmas classic.
Yes.
Hey, I actually I watched
Red
it.
One.
I haven't
It
seen
wasn't
it.
that bad.
I liked Red One a lot, actually.
Yeah,
Other than the
it
fact that
wasn't that
it's unbelievably ugly. The cinematography most of the time, like when anytime there's heavy CGI, is gross looking, but the actual themes and the actual plot of the movie is pretty good.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad.
It's just that like
It-
we rewatched
I don't think
the
that it
Santa
should have gone
Claus.
to the theater.
No, it shouldn't.
No, it should have been like straight to Netflix.
I
But
guess
we
a lot of
went
people
to-
watched it on.
It was an
It's not-
Amazon movie.
It was an
Yeah,
Amazon
it's an
movie. It was
Amazon
supposed
movie.
to. It was
The only reason it
supposed
went to
be a limited
theaters was
release.
just like to advertise it, basically.
Oh,
But like you go rewatch the Santa Claus and you see all the work that went into building these elaborate sets for the North Pole, and then you see what they do now, which is just disgusting slop,
Mhm.
thrown into the background, lit at permanent dusk, and it's gross. But the actual themes around the film, it's redemption for Chris Evans' character, and The Rock's is kind of about finding humanity again. It's
Mhm.
really, really good. It's still slop.
So how
Yeah.
well does The Rock play The Rock in this one?
He does a great job playing The Rock.
Yes.
He does a-
Is he real Rocky or just a
No,
little rock?
And here's the thing: like whenever he gives his
Is he a
speeches-
pebble?
When he gives his speeches, when he talks about hard work and all that stuff, like he gives these earnest speeches in the real world, which is exactly what he channels in the movie, so it works perfectly. It's just he's playing The Rock like he always is.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's why I said John Cena is a better actor than The Rock.
So he said in the chat, why does Chris Evans look so skinny?
He's so skinny. He's like
because he's not jacking
he's
up
not
for
jack-
Captain America
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah.
They would tell the stories like before they went and shot the helicopter scene in Winter Soldier, where he grabs the helicopter and pulls it back to the building. How they were like doing
That was a
sets.
great scene.
They were doing sets
Takes-
right before they went live to shoot the shot, so that they could have a pump right before camera rolled.
It takes a lot of
Wow.
work to like get that Captain America body that he has for those movies. Like, now you have to maintain that too. If you don't keep going to the
Yeah.
gym, it goes away.
Oh, very
that's
easily.
why-
man. I mean,
yeah,
Well, that's
You
why
have-
Hugh Jackman kept saying he was going to retire.
yeah, because he
Yeah.
has to constantly every time he plays Wolverine, he's got to go live in the gym. I mean, they're
Yeah.
in the gym doing unnatural things too, but. Like even you don't just take a drug and get big. You still have to put the work in.
yeah.
It's just a little easier.
So of the three, The Rock, Batista, and John Cena, who is the best actor of the three?
Oh, easily for me, Batista. Batista's
I
a
was
good
going
actor.
to say the same thing, Batista.
You
Yeah.
talk
Yeah.
about
I
successful.
just
agree.
hate what he's done to himself and the way he looks right now. He looks absolutely horrible.
Well, it's because he
But-
stopped going to the gym.
Yeah.
What's sad is
Right, yeah.
successfully, you could have sat back and 5 years ago said that The Rock was the most successful, wrestler turned actor. But now John Cena is really starting to eat his lunch a little bit. And I know, I'm the one who always reminds everybody that The Rock is not as big of a movie star as he and
John
everybody else
Cena's
likes to think
a
he
much
is.
better actor than The Rock.
It's getting to that point.
Way
yeah.
better.
When
Way
John
better.
Cena's willing
stand
to,
John
Yeah.
Cena's face. Like
he's willing
Same
to,
Steph,
I can't
same.
stand his
Ernest?
face.
In my face.
he's
John
willing to
Cena-
look stupid.
John
That's
Cena is very much a corporate dog, but
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
some of the shit that he's been in, I enjoyed Peacemaker, and I enjoyed that Suicide Squad movie that James Gunn did. Like, he can do some good stuff, but he is very much a corporate husk.
Oh yeah.
Never
He's
forget.
he's that way in wrestling too.
Yeah,
He's
He's
the
kind of
company
always
man.
been that way. Yeah, the company.
WWE still owns his name, and he
Yeah, they do.
happily gives them a percentage of everything he makes, even outside of the company.
Yep.
Well, yeah, because the WWE's they're going to take care of him forever, man. If
Yeah.
If John Cena quit acting, the WWE will still take care of John Cena.
Yep.
Because he's that guy,
I think also it's because he's willing to like laugh at himself, and he'll take roles like they
That
talk
goes a
about-
long way.
Yeah, the Rock and
Except
Vin
when it comes to
Diesel.
apologizing to China for calling
Yeah.
Taiwan on their own.
Yeah, I hated
John
that.
Cena.
Scorching Flame says if John Cena wasn't in wrestling, he'd probably be in porn. And it's probably
Oh my
true.
God.
Look how many roids he puts in.
he-
probably
He
Yeah, I
does
was
look
about to
like
say,
a porn star, kind of.
With all the
I just
steroids he's taken to get that big.
What
and
porn
you
star looks
have
like
He
John
was making
Cena?
in
But
porn.
wait, hold on.
He looks like an 80s porn star.
Hold on, though. With all the steroids he's taking to get as big as he is, and you have to take steroids to get that big. I'm sorry. How small has his penis gotten? So I don't think he
Oh.
could do porn, could he?
Maybe not now, but all
He'd
those
have to
guys
do like micro penis porn.
Dude, all those guys admitted that when they were in wrestling, they would get their steroids handed out to them with their paychecks, man.
Yeah, for
I
the
think it
most
was
part.
Hulk Hogan who said that, I think.
That's why WWE sends everyone to rehab for free now, because
Yep.
they know it's horrible. Like during all the trials, the stuff in front of the Senate or the House where they had to talk about drugs and stuff like that. They do that for good publicity, so that everyone knows that if you ever did drugs while you were in WWE, even for a day, they'll send you to rehab at no cost.
Well, what's crazy is everybody thinks that it's steroids, man, but it's not. Like these guys are hooked on painkillers.
It was the coke and the painkillers back.
And
in
yeah,
the
it's
and
the
the
other
cocaine,
stuff
of
that really
course,
kills
but-
them, yeah.
But
People are
that's what
saying
they
it-
get sent to rehab for.
People are
Yep.
saying it's the balls that shrink. I've never done steroids, so I can't tell you. I just always hear the jokes about steroids and small penises.
Yeah.
I will say this about John Cena though, man. He has amazing comedic timing.
Mhm.
I think he's
does.
funny as hell.
Yeah. No, I don't have a problem with his movies or anything. He is very much a corporate stooge, but there's so many people in Hollywood that are like that.
He actually, like, when I rewatched Fast 10 of all the movies, and like he actually has the most chemistry. Like he's with the kid, he's like taking the kid across the country, and that's maybe the best plot in that whole movie because he actually builds some rapport with the child actor, whereas everybody else is just kind of playing the same character over and over again.
I
That's
still
true.
don't think I've seen 10.
Vin Diesel's
And
funny
those
one.
those movies still make money.
They make
Well,
so
you know,
much money.
They've gone
They
to
make
space and
international
everything.
money. The international box office is what pushes Fast and the Furious.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. They
Yeah,
make
but
so
back
much
to The
money
Rock.
nationally.
I love
Like,
Fast
that's-
and Furious movies.
Well, he's
okay,
coming.
I've been in it
He's
since
coming
the very
back.
first one. The very first one. I'm all in.
Yep, they're good.
Well, that's my whole point I was saying. Is
Yeah,
like
that
he's never really been successful unless he's in like an ensemble film. When he does his own films, like just where he's the main star, they don't really do all that well.
What, you didn't
I-
like the Scorpion King?
Oh Jesus!
That is actually one of his higher grossing films.
Yeah.
I know, because a lot of women like my mother were very into him and bought that. I remember we went to the theaters. We would never go to the theaters, but we went to the theaters as a family so my mother could watch The Rock and the Scorpion King.
It was okay. It was successful enough to have a spin-off straight to video series that didn't star The Rock. That's about how successful it was.
What was the other one? Pain and Gain?
I
Yeah.
like that one. That's the one with Marky Mark, right?
And there
Yeah.
was Fast. There was
Yep.
the movie
Yep.
Fast. And,
And
there
you
was
did
another
Empire
one.
State. Like, there
Walking
was-
Tall. I like that
Oh,
one.
Walking
Tall,
Tall
yeah,
was really good.
Walking
I
Tall.
like
I
Walking
also
Tall.
like the Rundown.
It was all right, but it wasn't a
Oh, yeah,
passion.
The
Oh, the
Rundown.
rundown was good.
The
Yeah.
Rundown was-
Rundown was okay. I was talking about the Walking Tall one.
I think Jumanji shows The Rock's best acting. Just his
Oh
ability.
yeah, there was Ballers too. That's a good show.
Yes.
I just think.
Oh
in
yeah,
Jumanji-
yeah.
Rampage. I just think in Jumanji, his ability to play a kid inside his body, like sort of thing. That sounds really weird and really gross, but
I've seen the movie, so I understand what you're saying.
yeah.
Jumanji was
let's
good.
see.
It was a fun movie.
Let's see what the next one is. Oh, by the way, Chris Evans totally going back to the MCU. Let me tell you who he's going to play. By the way, spoilers: Hydra Cap, 100%.
Of course he is.
Oh,
Yeah.
10,000%. I'm not even going to be shocked when they reveal it and he says "Hail Hydra" and shoots somebody. Uglies.
Never.
Anybody see this? I haven't seen
Well,
it.
I heard it was awful. I read these books when I was a kid. It's based on a book series and they changed everything. Like that guy that's next to her, he's not supposed to be black.
Of course, this is
So far.
this is the Netflix version. So
I know. I'm
listen,
surprised she's
somebody
not.
was getting blacked.
Oh God.
It's funny because the whole thing about this world is that when you turn 16, you get all this plastic surgery to make you pretty, and so that's why it's called the
Oh, I
Uglies.
saw. Okay, I haven't
I
seen
saw
it, but now I know
saw
what
it.
you're talking about.
Yeah.
Joe King.
Yeah, I watched Uglies.
How bad was it? Did you read the books?
I have never read the books. I had no idea that this was based on books. But even as it's like its own standalone show, it wasn't very good.
Yeah, I heard it was awful. I saw people posting. They're like, "I wait, like this is ruining my childhood." You know, so
7 out of 10.
Well, the score is 34. That's pretty low. I gotta
Yeah, it was-
say.
I'm kind of surprised it's on there considering how wokeified it is.
Yeah, I know, right?
The
Next,
Garfield movie.
Oh, leave it alone. It wasn't that bad. And I am a huge Garfield
Are you
fan.
kidding, Tom? It was a slog to get through. I was so
Nah,
surprised.
I enjoyed it
too.
all right.
It made
was
money.
all right. Made a shit ton of money. In fact, I bring up all the time that it was probably the most profitable movie in years, considering it only cost $30 million, made like $300-400 million at the box office.
Wow.
Yeah,
Netflix
okay.
paid for it.
The Last Jedi made money too. Come on.
No, I actually
Maybe-
believe this one right now.
The Last Jedi.
It did
made
change
a
some
bit
of the
money,
mythos,
it was
but
on
I didn't
trickery.
hate it. Kids will like it.
Next up, The Crow.
Oh God.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
Now this has to be on there. This movie's a sack of shit.
This is
But
not
did
the worst,
anybody
but it's
ever
good.
expect this
So
to be
bad.
any good, though? See, this is where I kind of question, like, what constitutes the worst films of the year? I never expected The Crow to be good, so does it really deserve to be thrown up there on, like...
Yes.
100%
Yes.
Because to me,
it does.
well, hear me
100% it
hear me
does,
out,
because
hear me
hang on,
out.
hang on. Hear me out. Go.
Hear me out for a second, because, like, to me, I'd throw Joker 2 on there as an obvious one, because a lot of people had high expectations for that.
Spoilers,
I'd put-
it is on here.
I'd put Dune 2 in there, personally. Even though
Wait,
most
what?
people put
I
that
like
on their
Dune
top
2.
10.
Ew.
I hate the last half of the movie. It completely destroys the book.
Tom,
I don't
you know why, you know
I don't
why-
read
hang
the
on, hang
book,
on.
so I don't.
Tom,
And as a
No,
movie, it just doesn't work for me either. So I
Tom,
just,
do
yeah.
you know why this movie
I like
deserves
the.
to be
I
on the
like
list?
Dune too.
Yeah, me
Because
too.
I haven't even watched the movie, and based on what I've heard about it, it makes me angry.
It's so bad. It's the original Crow had a beautiful anti-drug message that is just completely ignored and destroyed in the
Yep.
new one. And I do not get angry when we do a lot of movie reviews. It's just, I tend to leave. I'm actually a lot like IGN. I'm like, it was fine.
7
Whatever.
out of 10.
Had a good time.
I
I am
guess-
actually more like IGN.
I guess what I'm
I walked
asking is
out of
at
that
what
theater
point-
so bad. I was so
At
mad.
what point does The Crow become like at the same level as Sharknado 6, where we don't even bother putting it
Where
on
we
the
knew
list?
that it was
'cause-
going to be that bad. That it
Exactly
doesn't
my
deserve
point.
to
Thank
But
you.
doesn't
yes.
Sharknado kind of hang its hat on that being shit?
Well, it
Like,
does,
that's-
but it's like that's
I
low
don't-
hanging
I don't
fruit
think
in a
this
way,
movie
I
was
guess, is what I'm
trying-
saying.
Everybody
No, no, no,
was
no.
making this. That wasn't
No.
what they were trying to do. A Sharknado is trying to be bad.
Yeah,
I
Tom.
know.
It's bad. and
Sharknado
corny.
winks at the camera.
on
This
I
wasn't
know
winking.
that. I know that. But that's my okay. So instead of Sharknado, some Joe Blow horror movie 16 that that was my point. You didn't have Siskel and Ebert putting those kind of movies on their worst of lists every year because they already knew they were going to be shit going
I
into
know what
them.
you're saying,
But I
Flash.
think people
Yeah.
making this thought that this was going to be good. They thought that it was going to be just
They
as good
did.
as the original Crow. Like they thought it was they were doing something with this
Yeah,
movie.
good.
Right,
I mean,
right.
You know what I mean? So like it deserves to be in a top 10 worst list.
That's
of
the
the
best
year.
argument I can agree with. Yeah.
Like especially because they went really hard at the action scenes with the obvious gore and the close-ups of the violence and stuff, that they thought that was enough to sell the movie,
Yeah.
not understanding that had nothing to do with what people loved about the original
Yeah.
film. I was literally hoarse from yelling by the time we were done talking about that
No
movie.
shit.
Yeah, this movie was made in earnest, so
Just
that's why it belongs on this list.
Yep.
I agree with this comment. You have a horrible taste in movies if you like this film.
I agree.
I love a lot of bad movies. Nobody in their right mind could have liked that movie.
What's
No, it was
next?
bad. It was just bad.
Pool Man. Don't know anything about
don't
Pool
even
Man.
know
Oh,
anything
this is the
about
one
that.
that Chris
Chris Pine's
Chris
in it.
Pine made, right? It's like his first directorial debut, and even the critics hated it and said it was like one of the worst things ever.
Aw.
Apparently, it's about a
Right.
pool guy getting wrapped up in criminal shenanigans.
Shocking.
They say it's about as enjoyable as eating chlorine tablets.
Wow.
I like how he'll do
Considering
that
this
kind of
writer-
movie, but he won't do another Star Trek movie.
I was just gonna say, considering this writer works at Kotaku, I do believe that they do maybe enjoy a chlorine tablet as a time or two.
Well, at least it's not an erotic thriller.
Yeah, fair point.
I mean-
That's actually what most of the movies with a budget of that probably get made into nowadays.
Afraid?
No, don't even know.
I
Never
see
heard of
the
it.
AI in there, so it's going to be up there with whatever that Megan Fox one that came out this year was.
And it's Harold
gonna
and
be-
or
I
Kumar.
watched that one.
How
So
was
there
it?
is-
There would have been a time where Megan Fox like being in a movie and being naked in the trailer would have like enticed me, but she's had so much plastic surgery. Like she's kind of
That's why she
ugly
makes a
now.
perfect doll.
Yeah, she looks weird now.
She looks really weird now. And
I
man,
mean-
she was a beautiful woman.
But her, like, what she looks like now is actually why it works for that movie, because her,
No, it does.
her physical aesthetic is actually designed to look fake.
It's just
Yeah.
it's sad to see women do that. Like they look fine and they go and get all this plastic surgery and they just look awful.
But how do we explain Lindsay Lohan then? Because I don't know
Mad
what happened.
drugs?
I think she made a deal with the
Drugs
devil.
and booze.
She
That's
looks
how you
good
explain
now,
her.
though. She looks good now. She looks like better than she's
stopped
ever
doing
looked.
drugs.
Yeah,
and
she cleaned
drinking.
herself up. That's
No,
She's
I'll
sober
tell you
now.
why. I'll tell you why. Her husband has like worth $1 billion, and she moved to Dubai and spent $300,000 fixing her face.
Yeah.
Wow. Good
So-
job. I mean,
I know.
On top of
Might
the
as well
fact
spend.
that she cleaned her
But
lifestyle
why?
up.
But
Good
why
job.
she
Yeah, I
got
agree.
so bad is because I mean she was doing a lot of drugs, dude.
oh,
A lot
yeah.
of drugs and boozing, and that's why she went.
Dude,
to
she became
shit.
a verb. Okay. Yeah. It was in Hollywood. I mean, she was that girl.
heavy drugs and alcohol. Guess what it does to you?
Yeah.
It
People would
makes
say,
you
don't
ugly.
pull a Lindsay, right? I mean, that's what it meant.
Yep.
Don't pull a Lohan.
Here, Flash, share my screen.
Soon it's going to be don't go to a Diddy party.
Well, that's already there.
Before and after.
That's wild.
34 versus 38.
Mm.
But you know what? Good for her.
Wait,
She
which
cleaned
is
her life
her?
up.
Took a picture of herself when she was younger and said, "Here, make me look like this," and gave him $300,000. Yeah.
She never.
Wait, the
was-
one-
yeah,
the
I've
picture
watched
to the
so
left
many
is
like
current?
plastic surgeon videos.
Yeah,
of
this
what
one
she
is
got done.
current.
Oh my gosh.
Listen, she's never looked this good before.
No.
She hasn't.
Oh, okay. I thought the
No.
one on the right was the current.
She
Okay.
was
No, no,
really
no.
hot. She
Left.
was really hot in that.
I remember
Mean
she had some
Girls
bad
movie.
surgery not too long ago.
I
that didn't
agree,
look
Flash.
And
great,
that
but-
Mean Girls movie, she was really hot.
Oh, she was so hot in that. That was like
Yeah.
her at her
It's
best.
peak Lindsay Lohan.
Wasn't she
Yeah.
like?
She
18
peaked
then?
at like 22, guys. Come on. Like,
Dude, cocaine will do horrible things
I
to your
know.
body.
That's what I'm saying. She turned like 22. Like the day she turned 23, all of a sudden she was like 48 years old. All of a sudden overnight.
Well,
Like,
you
yeah.
have to
Most
remember,
of
she
us
was
have all
dating-
seen what cocaine does to people.
Listen, she was dating that one guy that played Fez in that 70s show.
Oh,
and he was,
Wilmer Valderrama.
yeah, and he was super heavily involved in all that Scientology.
He
shit.
supposedly
They-
did her up pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. So if you actually go and like do a deep dive into what happened to Lindsay Lohan, like I feel bad for all child actors and actresses that get dragged into this and then like their lives just get up. But then imagine like just being in like just turning 18 and all of that shit happening to you too, like having to deal with crazy Scientologists.
Well, and not
Well,
only that,
apparently-
if she does a tell-all book when she
did you see that Lindsay Lohan her Instagram live where she tried to like take some woman and kid off the street
Yep.
and
Mhm.
yeah, she was like pretending to speak a different language and then the mom like hit her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta ask
she-
Anna. Anna, do you feel sorry for Britney?
Britney
Oh,
Spears?
God.
Yeah.
Of course.
Oh.
Listen,
Man,
I
she- I've seen some of the
appreciate
videos on her Instagram.
I
and her
appreciate
dance-
those videos. I like them.
Man,
The one where
she's
she's just
so
naked and dancing all the
uncoordinated
time. Those are fantastic.
with the
She's been
knives.
making those videos for years.
I like them all.
Yeah.
Yeah, she like dumped everything and moved to Mexico to escape.
She's so unco.
She also said she's 5 years old now. Since
I
my
know.
birthday, I just turned
She's
5.
a crazy bitch, though. Let's
Yeah.
keep it real. She's
Winnie
always
the
been crazy.
Pooh.
Yeah, Winnie the Pooh.
I never saw the
Blood
sequel.
and Honey. 2.
I love the original. I thought the original was hilarious. I didn't see the sequel.
I didn't even know they made one
Yep.
until I saw this list.
That was what I was gonna say. Like Blood and Honey was funny, like was actually hilarious. Or the first one was actually hilarious because you're expecting it to be bad. It had like a budget of like nothing. One of the ladies that dies, you can see on her phone has the actress's name on the back, and they didn't even bother to get fake phones for them. But that's because you're expecting them. You're expecting those movies to be bad.
My
See,
question
this
is,
is
who
a
wants
movie
their
that I
name
would
on their
disagree.
phone?
Yeah, this is a movie that I would disagree. Like, it shouldn't be on this list, right? Because
This is
it's
what I'm
like-
talking about right here. Thank you, Steph. This was
Yeah.
my point before. And you explained very well why The Crow belongs here. Now this is my point as to why these kind of movies don't.
Yeah, no,
belong on
this should
lists
not
like
belong
this.
here at all. This shouldn't
Well,
belong here.
Yeah.
To be
no.
fair, and I can't believe I'm going to defend Kotaku, but they're just taking the worst rated movies and just throwing them
Oh.
on here.
It's probably written
Oh,
by
okay.
AI. You're not wrong.
It probably is written by AI, actually.
Yeah, this movie was meant to be a wink at the camera. So yeah.
So let's move on from this one then and go to Borderlands at
Oh,
number
God.
3.
There's
Now, this
Yeah.
a good
absolutely
example.
deserves
That's
That
a
deserves
perfect
to be on the
example.
list.
Yes.
That
Borderlands
movie,
was
yes,
the
I-
worst.
$200 million bomb.
Yeah.
You know, it's very rare, even when I see a bad movie, for me to get angry in the theater. I was pissed when I watched this movie.
Yeah. This movie was so bad, I agreed with Alicia Mercante.
Oh, she actually didn't like it. Oh.
Oh, it's so bad.
Yeah, I didn't watch it. I didn't need to watch it to know it was going to be a piece of shit. What was funny to me is that they were just writing off all the criticism. I love it when that happens. Oh, it'll still be fine. They'll still like it. Madam Web at number 2.
Woo! Let's go. Dude,
Not
I got
that bad
so
of a
drunk
movie.
and went and saw
Even
it.
that
So
one shouldn't
it's
be
a
on
fucking,
here.
it's an
'Cause-
awful movie. Let's be real, but it's a funny, awful movie. But it's not trying. I agree. It does belong on the worst list of 2024. But I think that this one will age better. I think it'll become a cult classic.
I agree.
Not
I
for
agree.
why they wanted it to be. Like they didn't want or intend for it to be a cult classic.
I mean, all the Sony Spider-Verse movies should probably be treated like special ed children anyways, because it doesn't actually feel like they're trying to make good movies most of the time.
Let's just say this movie will age better than The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
I enjoyed
It'll
Madam
find
Web,
it-
man.
it'll
I
find
thought this
its
was a great
own
movie.
There's so many.
Rhino Milk will age better than The Last Jedi.
That
So
is
much
true.
stupid shit in this movie. Remember when they go to that? They're trying to keep a low profile, so the first thing they do when they go to that rural diner is dance on the table.
And then they
Pepsi
drive a
can
car,
never
and then he
opens.
drives the car through the front fucking window, front door. Oh my god! It's
I
so
almost
good.
wanna watch
Constant
it
Pepsi
again.
product placement.
Hey, Vera Dark, what's
Yeah.
up? What's up, Vera Dark? Yeah, Dustborn should be on a list, and it's not.
Oh man, definitely.
But you know, none of the gaming companies were going to put it in there. They were never going to put that on.
Dude, Madam Web was the feel-good comedy of the year, man. I don't care what anybody says.
Yes.
I loved that movie. I also love the fact that 4 normal girls beat a guy with Spider-Man's abilities.
The worst was all the audio editing that they had to do in the movie. He's like saying important lines, and it's on the back.
Oh, the ADR.
Yeah,
God,
the
that was
ADR was
bad.
horrible.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Well,
It was so
I don't
good.
think anybody is going to be shocked at number 1. Oh wait, I thought it was Joker.
No.
What the
Reagan?
fuck?
Whoa,
Joker's
Joker's not
not
even on the list.
That's a bunch of horse
Wow,
shit.
That
that's
is a
Oh,
big
no.
flash.
That's a bunch
got
of
my
horse
hopes
shit.
Wow.
Get
No.
out of
Wait,
here.
In
That's
fact,
why-
everybody I know who saw Reagan actually enjoyed it, or said it was good anyway. I don't know about enjoyed it, but
Yeah, Reagan's on there.
It was
I've never
better than
seen-
Joker too.
obviously.
I can't believe Joker's not on this list. Holy shit.
How is it not? That is bullshit. I
Wow.
wanted, like,
There was false advertising.
I
Flash
watched a
false
bootleg of the
advertising
Joker and I
that
wanted my money back.
I
Yeah,
think
Joker- I finally did watch Joker. I watched because it's on HBO now or Max or whatever the fuck
That
call it now,
fucking
just
movie,
Max.
man.
Oh my god, what a piece of shit! How is that movie not number 1? That is a joke.
Yeah.
Everybody hated it. The critics even
No
hated
shit.
it.
And the people who loved it
surprised.
even admit that it's a bad movie, like Tarantino and shit like that, right? Like they're like, I know it's objectively a bad movie, right? But it's like a movie that's made by the Joker. So Todd Phillips is like the Joker, and the Joker's on the audience. Brilliant.
But the Joker 2 achieved its objective to ruin the Joker. So
well, that it did.
How do I see their worst rated movies? I've never done this before. I'm trying to look.
I think
what do
Joker 2 and Borderlands might be tied for me for worst movie of the year.
Here we go. Worst movies of 2024. Let's go to the source. Let's go to the source. And Reagan, I've never seen. Has anybody seen that?
I haven't, but I've heard a few people who saw it. Like I said, they liked it or at least enjoyed it. Said it was a good movie and stuff.
I'm surprised Argyle wasn't on there because I was like the only person who liked Argyle, and I only liked the first half.
That one was really
Killer Heat. So this is.
I was so disappointed with Argyle. I really wanted to like that.
I was gonna say you were one that hated it. Yeah.
This is the worst movies of 2024 from Metacritic.
Before you get into the list, Flash, can you just share my screen really quick? Same energy.
Gross.
There you go.
Oh, we got a $20 super chat from Mr. Burger. Says for 20. After Flashcast, guest star YellowFlash's dog Rufus will cure cancer and solve world peace. Watch the Mr. Burger's Festivus Part 2 Drunken New Year's Rant Spectacular after Flashcast. Must watch and raid ready. Thank you, Mr. Burger.
Cheers, Mr. Burger.
Killer Heat. Don't know anything about this.
Don't know anything about it.
Still have the Garfield movie on here.
Is this worst? Is this a worse list?
Pool Man. Well, we'll find out. Winnie the Pooh. Mary. Yeah, some of these weren't even Kotaku's things. Are they picking and choosing? Because Mary wasn't on there. What's this?
I don't
Is this
even
about
know.
the Virgin Mary? Yeah, it
Probably
is.
some straight to streaming stuff.
Most of this
Probably
It says
blasphemy.
Netflix on it. It says Netflix. There you go.
If
Yeah,
it's Netflix. It's probably a blasphemous movie.
Most of the movies in
Borderlands.
2024.
It's about the Virgin Mary starting an OnlyFans.
Probably make
Oh,
her
was that
like
a bad joke?
a satanic horror or some shit. History of
I
Evil.
apologize.
I
Madam
noticed
Web.
American Society of Magical. That didn't end up on the list anywhere.
Did that come out last
Was that
year?
this year or is that last
That
year?
was this year. That was this year. Yep.
Oh, that was a spectacular car wreck too.
Yep.
This looks stupid. Whatever this is, Crazy
Yeah, no
House,
idea.
Reagan,
I've never heard
Duchess,
of
City
most
of
of these
Dreams.
Mm.
It's not even on this.
They really
What?
went in. Wait, which one was City of Dreams? Was that no?
Whoever
wait,
made
I'm
this
not-
list sucks. This is like
Hang
the
on.
most. This is the most like highbrow attempt at
All right,
like,
it's not the movie I
worst
thought
movies
it was.
list. Screw that.
Was Madam
Yeah.
Web even on this list?
No, this is a weird list.
I can't believe Joker 2 is not on this list. That is insane.
Oh.
Joker 2 easily one of the worst things ever in the existence of Hollywood.
The Acolyte's worse.
Joker is worse than the Acolyte.
You reckon?
No, because the Acolyte
I mean,
took
they're
more of my
pretty neck
time.
and neck. Oh,
The Acolyte
okay,
took
that's-
up more of my time.
Yeah, but I didn't watch all of it. I stopped watching it at some point.
Flash is smart.
Best movies this
I
year.
mean, how is that Hellboy movie not on any of these lists? How is
Nobody watched it.
Well,
bad.
so nobody watched any of these movies. They just put on this list that we just had here.
Here's the best movies of the year. Do not expect to
Never
end
heard of it.
too much from the end of
Like-
the world. What?
Like I hate them for making a list where nobody knows any of the movies. These people.
Oh, every time. Inside the yellow cocoon shell.
Shut up.
Anybody watch
Are
this?
these foreign
the
movies?
fuck?
What the
Are these
hell?
Shut
movies?
the fuck up to all these people.
All we imagine as light.
What the
I've
fuck?
never
fuck
even
these
heard of
people.
these movies.
These
Here-
are movies.
We get it. You have a letterboxd. Go yourself.
These are like elevated horror, but they're just every movie. It's just bad.
This is a movie of just him playing, this guy playing the piano.
Ugh,
What a pretentious list. What the
these people.
I mean, there was a movie that I didn't even hear about with Peter Dinklage, and it looks like what's his face that played Cable.
This is
Josh
a
Brolin?
pretentious ass list.
Josh
Yeah.
Brolin, yeah. It's called
only thing-
Brothers.
The only thing I've heard of on here is the Wild Robot.
Oh, the
I've
Wild
never
Robot was
even heard of
good.
it.
Everything
Are these
else on
best
here is
movies
like,
or are these worst? Or these are best movies?
these are the
right?
highest rated movies.
The fuck
is
any of
Whoever
this
is-
shit?
Whoever made this list is the last person you want to be stuck in an elevator with talking about movies.
Fuck
Oh,
no,
yeah.
God.
They're talking about movies you've never even heard
This
of.
is
It's
why-
what the
and this-
fuck are you talking
Look,
about?
it still keeps going. Look at this shit. Chicken for Linda.
Ugh.
What the hell?
Sounds great.
Look,
Janet
understand-
Planet.
Does anything explode? That's what I want to know.
This-
Are there any buildings
What?
that blow up?
Is there
the
karate
only
in it?
movie, the only
Janet
movie I
Planet.
recognize on this
Janet
entire
Planet.
list is
Janet Planet is
Wild
about a
Robot.
woman named Janet that's like huge. She's
Oh,
a
I saw
big
Hitman. I
planet.
saw Hitman on there. Hitman was good.
Hitman,
Oh,
there's
Challengers with some
Oh,
bullshit.
God.
That was a terrible, terrible movie.
close your eyes.
Why does
Hitman?
Zendaya
Where's
keep getting
Hitman?
cast in these things? I
Hitman
don't
46.
understand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I heard
That
of
was
this
the one where Glenn Powell plays the guy who works for the cops pretending to be a hitman to entrap people.
Okay.
I haven't
Is that-
seen that.
Is
It
that
was
based
really
on
fun.
a true story or?
It's a Netflix
Uh,
movie.
It's
Oh
a
yeah, it
Netflix-
is based on a true story.
Yeah,
That's what I
it's
thought,
really
yeah.
good. It's
Is
a
that
lot of
Brett's
fun.
doppelganger?
I see Victor. Oh, Victor in the chat says, "Where's the killer?" The killer was the year before. The killer was really good with Fassbender.
I swear that's your doppelganger, Brett.
That's the best compliment you could give me. Thank you.
Housekeeping for beginners.
You.
What?
What is
What?
this? Is that Machine Gun Kelly?
I don't think so.
This
Are
is
any
a
of
very
these really
pretentious list.
movies? Or, I mean,
It would actually be funnier if none of them are real. It's
Well,
all-
Challengers is a real movie and it's terrible.
that's what I'm saying.
They're all-
Until shit like that shows up, I'm like,
They're actually all just audio books.
like the people
That's
telling
what
you
they
these
look
are the
like.
best. The
How
people
we,
telling you
really know is we get Chris Gore on here and ask him.
This was like a fun
people
He's
audio
probably
telling
seen
you
half
these
of them
movies are
anyway.
good really think that they are better than you too. That's the worst part.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely they
Yep.
do.
that's what I was
Yeah.
saying, Brett. These remind me of the people when I'm talking about horror and they start talking about like the Babadook and shit. And you're like, oh, you like elevated horror? Shut the fuck up.
Hey, the
Here we go.
Babadook is a good movie, man.
What do they have
no,
for
well,
let's-
maybe, but
let's
some of
look
that
at
other
their-
crap.
I'm just saying.